Now, Don, what the hell was that? You need your behind whooped. Like, seriously, you said you wasn't gonna mess with no dancers, and now you done mess with two, and one of them you did in the most, way. What is up, y'all? What is up? It is your girl, EJ the TV Junkie, back with another recap and review over All the Queen's Man. This is season 4, episode 2, and y'all already know this episode starts right where the last one left off, and that is with Madam finding her father. And y'all already know Santiago was ready for her. I mean, he done cut Cadillac eye, got the blood spewing out of it, like doing the absolute most. And then he had the nerve to insult Madam in some of the most worst ways that you could think of. And we all know that Madam wasn't going to stand for this. We all knew that Madam was going to come with a plan. Now, I don't know how she got that gas in there. I don't know how she figured out a way to work this in there. I don't know how she was able to get into this building prior to actually getting there. But whatever and however, she did it, y'all. And she was able to, get a little poison in there, knock him out. All of a sudden, Tommy, Blue, and Madam all had the gas mask. They was ready and prepared. And boom, Santiago was on the floor. And now he's the one tied up looking great. Meanwhile, we got Miss Tandy, who done went on her whole impossible mission, y'all, trying to unalive DA Rods and just could not get the job done. I mean, you tried to do a whole drive-by and actually drive the car and shoot at the same time. Somebody should have told Miss Tandy that that is not exactly the way most drive-bys go. And then when her little friend calls her, she immediately believes that it's Madam, and Tandy is like, how do you know that? Are you like, I don't know if Madam is a killer. I'm like, Tandy, you are not good at this. You're literally just giving yourself away. This is typically not the way that you even talk to her when y'all are having conversations. So what are you doing right now? Y'all, Tandy is irking my nerves, and I felt like she had way too much screen time in this particular episode, and I just wasn't feeling her. Meanwhile, we got El Fuego's ex's father, who just keeps popping up. I'm like, dude, take this to the police station. Like, stop popping up at El Fuego's. You already insulted him. Like, this don't even make sense. And now you're asking him for his help, but why? Like, no. I need you to just go to the popos. You say that they're not doing their job. Well, I need you to allow these people to do their job. I don't know. Maybe you need to get the GBI involved. Anybody except for Fuego. And Fuego is like, he'll do what he can. Fuego, I need you to sit your behind down somewhere, bro. You already know what it is. So meanwhile, we have Smoke that has popped up to Club Eden because he's looking for Tommy, because y'all know he said he need a job. He unalived his old boss, so he definitely does not have any place to work. So now he wants to come and see if Madam has any work for him. And the security guy there, pats him down, does all the things, finds a knife, and then tells him, he can go ahead and go back. And then he's like, well, you didn't see this taser, you didn't see this blicky right here, you didn't see these zip ties. I'm like, it is time for Madam to get new security, because what are we doing here? Really, what are we doing? Then Dime comes out and she's like, who is this? And he's like, oh yeah, you are definitely a Dime. Bye, Smoke, bye. So anyway, y'all, Madam has Santiago all tied up and asking him about the History Channel. I'm like, Lord have mercy, Madam. I done seen some of the History Channel stuff, which is probably why you have this whole guillotine inside of your basement. But yeah, it's not looking good for Santiago, y'all. That's all I can say about that. Now, look, y'all, we get to one of the worst parts of this entire episode. Like, all I wanted to do was just yell at the television, because why? Why in the world are we even going here? First of all, let me just say this, because I have a separate video that I'm going to do on Dime, so I'm not going to go all the way in on her at this moment. But I will say this. We got Big D, who is coming up in here, and he's kind of doing this thing, coming in early, getting her this foot thing, because she mentioned about how tired she was. He asked her, like, do you want me to give you a foot rub? She's like, nah. Like, she keeps saying no to him, but then he wants to like take her on the stage and dance and do all these things. Next thing you know, they're kissing. Next thing you know, these two people who cannot control themselves are on the stage of Eden getting bucky naked, right? But then you have the nerve to only last for maybe a pump and a half, like literally less than 6 seconds. Like, you talked all of this stuff, Big D, and you had no game whatsoever, like talking about you were just so excited. And then you claim that the rubber broke. She says that she's on the pill, y'all, but I feel like there's a reason why they bring all of this up. There's a reason why this storyline goes the way that it goes, because you already know it's about to be some old crazy mess. They both trash, like both of them. I really don't like Dom anymore, and I ain't never liked Big D, so it is what it is. Now, why in the world is Tandy over here still doing the absolute most? Babyface is asking her, did she have anything to do with this whole drive-by situation? She talking about, no, it wasn't me. Girl, Miss Tandy, goodbye. I cannot deal with you. So anyway, y'all, they bring us back to the scene with Dom and Big D, and it really ain't much to talk about. Like I said, he found out that she was on the pill, and he's all relieved, talking about he didn't want to have no babies. Big D, you really are like, you just got off the short bus, so I'm gonna let that slide. I'm just gonna move on from this. So anyway, y'all, we get to Detective Davis and the DA Rods, after her whole scare, somebody tried to unalive her. And of course, Detective Davis is like, it has to be Madam. Madam was way in Mexico somewhere. What baffles me is that y'all have no idea the moves that Madam make. How do y'all not even know that Madam was in Mexico somewhere? How do y'all not know this? So therefore, you're automatically just want to blame her for something. And she wasn't even there. She still ain't even there. Like, literally, not there. People, I think these are the worst sets of police officers there has to be, because they don't do no real police work. Anyway, moving on. Now, speaking of Madam literally has taken a whole page out of the History Channel, because why did she have this man on a whole stake? Like, got half of his body going through a stake. But this is when we find out some interesting information, because I wondered how her and Concierge were going to end up going at it, especially after the Concierge was all like, he was basically just trying to move on with his businesses. He done gave up Santiago. We knew that's exactly what happened. But come to find out, Madam didn't know that he was the one who gave up, that he was the one who took her father. She tells Santiago, hey, your son-in-law gave you up. And he's like, yeah, he's the one that handed over your father to me. So now y'all know Madam is pissed, and she is not having it, y'all. Y'all already know that this is about to be the start of something even bigger, and we know that these two are about to go back and forth. And y'all already know the Concierge really is a formidable opponent for Madam, so this is going to be interesting, and I can't wait to see what happens between the two of them. Needless to say, Santiago is, gone to the upper room, y'all. Bye-bye. Now, Detective Davis has done a lot of things, but actually reaching out to Madam's doctor and trying to get him to not prescribe her with the medicine that she needs. She know that Madam is psycho. I don't think she really want to know a unhinged Madam, because Madam is already unhinged. I don't think she want like unhinged 2.0. I think this is a bad move, but we shall see. And whatever happened to HIPAA laws? You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened to those? Like, I promise you, this is not by the book, and she had no right to bring this doctor in. What are we doing, Detective Davis? This is just crazy. So anyway, y'all, Midnight is doing what he does, entertaining some woman, but something is a little different about this woman, and I have a whole nother video that I'm doing about that, so we just gonna move on to the next scene, which is where Tandy and D.A. Rods are meeting up, and of course, D.A. Rods is coming to her friend, right? I mean, she just had a traumatic experience, so Tandy instead tries to unalive her again, but still can't pull the trigger. Instead, they end up having some wine and some weird conversations because Tandy looked nervous as hell. So meanwhile, back at the club, Big D is trying to apologize to Dom. She really not trying to hear it. Back in the locker room, you're going to see that Doc and Midnight are going to be having a conversation. He asked him, did he find the shirt? He's like, no. And then he tells him he going to have to tell Madam. And then we're going to have the rest of the fellas come in. Amp is going to end up apologizing to Big D. But of course, Big D always got to take it like a step further. He can't ever just let it be what it is. And then Amp just go ahead and tell the truth. Like, look, my sponsor told me that I had to apologize to you, but I don't like you. So it is what it is. And then after Amp walks out, he talking about he just mad because his girl choosing me. But you was just saying how we all brothers and all this stuff just a second ago. Do you really sleep with your brother's girl like that, knowing that they just got fresh out of a relationship? You and Dom ought to be ashamed of yourself, but it is what it is. So Madam has a conversation with Doc, and Doc went ahead ahead and told her exactly what it is. He told her about the t-shirt, and she's like, so you was actually still sleeping with a girl even after I told you not to? Yes, madam. That's exactly what he was doing. That's exactly what his dumb, trifling self was up to. But surprisingly, madam doesn't go off on him. I guess she had took enough of her anger out on Santiago, so she was like, it is what it is, and that they just need to try to get the shirt back before they get the test results back. But little does she know, they already have the test results back. So I guess we gonna see how this gonna go. Now, y'all, Trouble is still down here in this basement because y'all know that Trouble messed up when she went and tried to take the money from the Black Rock Boys, her and Champ trying to do this whole big job. And now Madam is not having it. The Black Rock Boys said that they needed, one of them had to go, so that's why we got Trouble locked up in the basement down here. And y'all, this is crazy. I feel like one of them is going to have to do something. And I think in that trailer we saw that Trouble was trying to take out Champ. So who knows? That may just be a ruse and Champ might just take out Trouble. I don't know. But all I know is that she down here looking stanky, just looking crazy, and she not making no money. Now, y'all, was it just me, or was these amateur dancers super whack? The prosthetics that some of these guys had on were just so unbelievable. I was like, what are we doing, guy in pink? You shouldn't even be up here, first of all. And then the guy on the end, like, sir, you embarrassed yourself. And I bring this up to say, because at the end, this moment is going to come back and it's going to be important. But they do the amateur night thing. They pick the ones that make it, and then there is one that does not make it. So, meanwhile, we are going to see that Madam's going to be getting these phone calls. They're going to be from blocked numbers, and she's like, who the heck is this keep calling me from a blocked number? And then of course our girl Carla is going to show up. Y'all, Carla has been winning me over little by little because she is such comic relief. And I know Madam don't like her, I don't like her, don't nobody like her, but you can't help but just like her for some reason. Like, she is funny. She is super funny. The way that she just don't give a damn about Madam and always still calling her Marilyn, like, she is not here for the drama. But anyway, she tells her that the Black Rock Boys said that they need one of them gone, right? Whether it's gonna be Vanilla wannabe ninja or the other one. I said, no, she did not. That was so funny to me, y'all. But anyway, Madam just kind of is like, okay. And that was that. Meanwhile, your boy Midnight is getting a visit from the same chick that was at his place. And like I said, I got a whole video coming about that, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Now, just like we thought, Trouble sold Champ out, said it was all his idea and that she had nothing to do with it, and that's the one that they should get rid of, because Madam is basically like, look, one of y'all gotta go. And she's like, yeah, it should be him, not me. I said, Trouble is good for snitching, boy. She always talking all that noise, but she will sell you out in a heartbeat. So anyway, we're gonna see that Dime is still ignoring Big D. She don't want nothing to do with him. Am is gonna try to come to her rescue a little bit, and they're gonna have like a little play for banter. Babyface is just like, come on, y'all, I got to get home to my sugar mama. And so, that was that. But then we're going to see that Blue, Tommy, and Madam are going to be talking in her office. And Madam has decided, she's like, look, I'm just going to let them figure it out. I'm going to let them figure out which one of them is going to make it out of Champ and Trouble, because Trouble is her top earner, next to the fellas. She brings in, just as much as they bring in. But, however, at the end of the day, Trouble got to earn her keep. Trouble got to show that she can actually do what needs to be done. And we know that she has struggled with that in the past. Now, we're also going to see that little amateur dancer that we were talking about earlier, the one that didn't quite make it because his package wasn't packing. He's going to low-key attack Dime. And Am just happens to be out there waiting to make sure that she makes it to her car. And he's able to go ahead and give old boy a 1-2 hitter quitter, whatever you call it, a 1-2 hitter quitter. Okay, anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. And kind of saves her. So I don't know how this is going to work out. I really hope we not finna run back into Amp's arms, girl, especially after what you just did with Big D, because it's going to come out, and then y'all going to have my boy triggered. He trying to go to AA. Let this man go. Let him be. So anyway, y'all, moving on. So we are going to see that Babyface is going to make it back to his sugar mama, and she's going to ask him to talk to Madam. Well, first she asked him to get rid of the A-Rods for her. And I'm like, Babyface ain't no killer. Like, that whole Miss Patty thing was an accident, even though she don't know about it. But I'm just saying. So why are we even asking him in the beginning? Then you're going to tell him to talk to Madam. You realize that Babyface really has no clout like that. Like, no. So this is not going to work. And then she sat there and act like she did something, talking about that didn't take much. And I'm just like, what are we doing, Tandy? What game are we playing? I don't know why Miss Tandy keep continuing to play with Madam like she is not the one that will just come up there and end you all the way. But it is what it is. Meanwhile, Tommy, who we have learned knows a lot of things. Like, we've over these last few seasons know that Tommy can cook, he can bake, he can eat cookies, he can do all sorts of things. We learned that he knows Espanol. We know that he give a mean foot rub. We know that Tommy will do whatever needs to be done for Madam. But, you know, Tommy he just keep going and going and going. Like, Tommy is in the middle of getting Madam this amazing foot rub. He's like, listen, can I suck your toes, Madam? I said, Tommy out here sucking toes too? Like, dang, Tommy, what do you not do? But Madam is like, nah, but what you can do is you can find Smoke, because I think that Smoke and the concierge need to meet. And I'm just like, I don't know if Smoke is going to be the one to get at the concierge, because I really feel like, yeah, Smoke, you know, he come with the come on, but the concierge got a little finesse. I don't know if this is going to work out. I feel like we done met Smoke and we about to go to Smoke's funeral all at the same time. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. Meanwhile, if you like this video, make sure to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to your girl channel. Turn on your notifications so that you do not miss out on any of my future All the Queens Men talks. And guys, do not forget to join the Discord. We do a lot of impromptu watch-alongs, including All the Queens Men watch-alongs as well, where you can actually watch it along with us inside of the Discord. And of course, every week we are going to be doing like watch-alongs on live, where you're watching it and we're watching it together and kind of just reacting to it. And then on Sundays, I do Virtual Club Eden, where we talk about the entire episode and break it on down with my girl Tika Deshawn. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and once again, make sure that you are in the Discord so that you do not miss out on any of my future All the Queens Men's content. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.